Hello guys, welcome back. Now today we're going to be talking about Patrik Laine and if he can surpass Alex Ovechkin next season. Now when we talk about the best goal scorers going into the next NHL season, there's two guys that really stand out. The new Stanley Cup champion Alex Ovechkin and the new Finnish stud Patrik Laine. Now, in my opinion, when we think about the best goal scorers, you gotta talk about Patrik Laine, you gotta talk about Alex Ovechkin. Two guys that will likely be at the top of the goal scoring next season, and both, I think, will be neck and neck in a race for that Rocket Richard trophy next season. I feel like both guys are gonna be neck and neck battling it out throughout the whole year. Now, Alex Ovechkin being the generational goal scorer for about a decade now, and Patrik Laine coming into the league for his third NHL season next season, there's a lot of contrast between the two, but they both add up to a ton of goals. Now, for the Alex Ovechkin side of things, he's been the dominant player for almost 15 years now in the NHL. Goal scoring, he made an obvious impact in his rookie season and was one of the best guys throughout his young career. And while we look on it now, he just won the Stanley Cup, had a great playoff run with the Washington Capitals, and has been really improving his overall game since we saw him as a rookie. He's not just a goal scorer now. He can play some defense, and even though he's not the greatest at it, he is a lot better than he was, I'd say, in his rookie year and when he was a lot younger. And at age 32, he just won the Stanley Cup this past season after having multiple seasons of playoff failure, but he used to be a lot less rounded player. He used to be just that goal scorer, but now Alex Ovechkin can do a lot more for your team, and he showed that this past season in the playoffs. So I feel like he's really at an all-time high when it comes to his overall game, and he's still scoring goals like crazy. He was one off from 50 this past season. And to me, at age 32, I don't think that we'll see the decline just yet. I feel like he'll still keep putting up goals. I feel like he's going to get at least 40 next season. I still perceive him as one of the best goal scorers in the NHL. I think he'll continue to be that way as long as he gets power play time, as long as he's really Alex Ovechkin. So I feel like Alex Ovechkin won't have motivation problems. I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's drunk anymore on the streets. He's doing quite good, and I feel like he'll have that motivation to continue playing well and to continue being the best goal scorer in the league. Now, of course, the new kid on the block, the guy that has been making so many strides and so many improvements since he really was drafted, you got Patrik Laine, who has put up dominant numbers in just 2 seasons in the NHL. Of course, he was drafted second overall in 2016 NHL draft behind Austin Matthews, both of them looking fantastic right now for the future of the NHL, but he's looking like Finland's next stud, Finland's next dynamic firepower piece, and for the Winnipeg Jets, he is their future. He is their young core, and I mean, scoring a ton of goals this past season is where he really broke out to be among the upper echelon of NHL players, being behind in goals to only Alex Ovechkin. But throughout almost the whole year, these guys were neck and neck in goals, and these guys were competing every single night. It seems like they were always climbing, and went until like the last week of the season where Alex Ovechkin went on a tear, but it was really neck and neck, and I see that continuing next season as well. Now, both players had a full 82-game season, and both players were pure dominant. We'll start with Ovechkin, who put up 49 goals in 82 games, had 38 assists for 87 points, and looked better than ever all around offensively, and was fantastic with the Washington Capitals. And for Patrik Laine, not bad stats either. 44 goals in 82 games, 26 assists for 70 points. Not as many assists as Ovechkin, but was very, very close in the goal marker. Now, you gotta take into consideration Laine's kind of situation here. I mean, he was 12 years younger than Alex Ovechkin most of the time. I think he turned 20 in April, so as a 19/20-year-old, he was dominating the NHL, 44 goals, just absolutely lethal, and the skills that he possesses is just unreal. Now, Patrik Laine is looking to be the next generation's goal scorer leader. He's looking to be the next elite guy after Alex Ovechkin. I think that's pretty much guaranteed. I mean, he's shown so much skill. So much skill. It's crazy what he can do on the ice, and as a Dallas Stars fan, I can attest to that for sure. And what Patrik Laine brings every night is just pure, easy offense that's really not a lot of other people can really replicate, especially as a 19-year-old. There's definitely no doubt that the skill is there for Patrik Laine, no doubt that there's the overall ability for Patrik Laine. It's all about his current situation. You know, if injuries come into play next season or throughout his career, it does depend on his whole situation and, of course, how his life goes. That depends on if he actually makes it, if he actually becomes that next generational goal scorer, like he definitely has a talent to. And with the Winnipeg Jets, there's not many greater situations to be in. They have a fantastic young core headed by Patrik Laine, and they have looking to be one of the best teams for the next few years, and they're looking fantastic. They're looking lethal. So for Patrik Laine, he's around a great team that's going to feed him the puck constantly. They have a great amount of playmakers that are going to play well with him. It really is a great situation for Patrik Laine to really strive and to thrive in the Winnipeg Jets system. Now, I think there's really no doubt that Patrik Laine has already broken out. I mean, as a 19 and 20-year-old, he was in the elite level of goal scorers, and I think he's already made a serious name for himself in the NHL. So I feel like while he's already broken out, he's already made that serious name for himself. I think it's all from here really improving on his game already and improving to be a 50, maybe even 60 goal scorer in his career. Alex Ovechkin's best season was in 2007-2008, at least in the goal scoring wise department. He scored 65 goals that season, and Patrik Laine, I think, can definitely get close to that. I feel like he can have a few, or maybe like a couple 60 goal seasons in his career, especially the Winnipeg Jets continue to be that offensive powerhouse that they've been building towards. So for me, I feel like Patrik Laine definitely has the potential to be one of the elite guys in the NHL, and to maybe not be quite Alex Ovechkin good, but to be very, very close to it. And of course, not to be in the biggest market in Winnipeg, I think kind of helps him a little bit. I feel like if he was drafted first overall by Toronto, the expectations would be tip high. I feel like it would be insane, the expectations for him. But for me, I think he has a great motivation, a great team around him, and a great environment for him to really thrive in with Winnipeg. And I feel like he's in a great situation to put up those goals and to put them up quietly so that he doesn't have the pressure that he would in Toronto and wherever he would be drafted otherwise. But even being in a smaller market, he has a lot of expectations with the fans, with the management. He has a lot of expectations to not just to stay at the current pace, but to get better than 44 goals. It's going to be a little bit hard for him. But I see that still happening in his career. I see him improving on his overall game. And of course, he's not the greatest. He's not the most sound player in the world. I mean, he's scoring his own net a year ago. So he definitely has some improvements to be made. But in the goal scoring department, I feel like he's only going to get better too. And especially if Winnipeg improves, especially if they get better and if some of their players grow as well. I mean, Patrik Laine is just going to get better teammates as the years go by with Winnipeg. They're looking like a fantastic team and one of the best offensive teams in the NHL. Of course, Patrik Laine has a ton to do with that, but he has a lot of teammates that will definitely help him through that process of becoming that upper echelon, that top 10 alike NHL player. So to me, Patrik Laine has a definite possibility, has a great chance of passing Alex Ovechkin in that goal scoring next season with the team that Winnipeg has. It would be pretty hard to not score at least 40 goals for Patrik Laine. He has so many skills, so many talents that I could just make pure videos about, but he's just unbelievable on the ice, both on his offensive talent and his overall game, and he can just do a lot of things right on the offensive end. I feel like it's just a matter of time before he becomes the best goal scorer in the league. It could be even next season. And for Alex Ovechkin, the age might be a little bit of a concern, but again, he had his best playoff run at age 32, so I don't think that 1-to-1 season drop-off is going to come as significant as it does. We may see a little bit of a decline here, but I still see 40 goals at least from him, and I don't see that really stopping for the next couple of years. I just don't think he'll be a powerhouse for sure offensively, but I feel we'll see that gradual decline in a few years, just not quite yet. And it's not like Washington really lost anything in the offseason. I don't even think the roster changed one bit. So I feel like Alex Ovechkin will still get the same amount of support as last season, maybe even more as some of their younger players continue to play well. So I feel like Washington will still have a great year, make the playoffs. I feel like Alex Ovechkin will definitely support that and will definitely be one of the biggest contributors to that. And it's not like his drunk parading across fountains and stuff with the Stanley Cup is going to really affect his skill too much. I mean, he's still Alex Ovechkin, and I still think that he'll put up Alex Ovechkin-type numbers next season. When we compare these two guys, I feel like both guys will put up fantastic numbers next season, but I do see Patrik Laine being the guy that scores the most. Now, I won't be probably making a video about my Rocket Richard candidates and stuff like that, but to me, I feel like Patrik Laine will surpass Alex Ovechkin this next season, but not really too much. I think he'll still have a challenge there. I still think that Alex Ovechkin will be very, very good. It'll probably still be a close race, but I still see Patrik Laine winning that race, unlike last season. And Patrik Laine already being a lethal goal scorer, I think will improve on that just a little bit, possibly even getting 50 goals. I see that happening, and I see the Winnipeg Jets even improving. I see overall the whole experience improving for the Winnipeg Jets, both for Patrik Laine too. I see Patrik Laine improving as an overall player as well as he starts to mature a little bit. But again, these two are going to have serious battles going in the late in the season. I see these two being the top 2 goal scorers again next season. I see it being a close race, but I do see Patrik Laine winning it and being that number 1 goal scorer that Winnipeg drafted 2nd overall. So I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think will win that Rocket Richard race? Who do you think will score the most goals? And do you think Patrik Laine can surpass Alex Ovechkin, at least in the goal department next season? So that is going to be it for you guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell me down below again. I want to hear from you. Do you think Patrik Laine will surpass Alex Ovechkin next season? And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.